Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of Crypto Compass, where I am serving you your crypto breakfast each and every day of the week. Today is Friday, end of the week, and I think it's going to be a good one. Before I start off, I kind of quickly want to request something of you guys, my viewers, because I've noticed that the view and like ratio on the videos could definitely be a little bit higher. So hereby a small little request that I have for you guys. I would really deeply appreciate it if when you're watching this video and you enjoy the content, if you could hit the like button. It would help out this channel massively to spread this information to more and more people. And for that, I would be very grateful to you. So if you can just do that, it's very little effort, just one click on the button, and I would be really happy with that. Thanks in advance for that, guys. Now, let's focus on the charts. Today is Friday. We had a small development in price yesterday, where we came off of a drop to the bottom of a channel that I'm looking at over here. Pretty simple. It's relatively quiet, to be fair. I anticipated on a further rise. So just for context, yesterday we were hovering, I believe around, sorry, no, not there. Where were we? Around here, where I said like, okay, this is the top of a potential new range, right? So we were dropping out of a small channel, dropped further out into an extension of the channel, making it into a bigger channel over here. From there on out, we started crawling up, reclaiming the VWAP, where I said at the time in the stream, like, okay, I am looking for for this high to be challenged, where I would be interested for a day trade short. Really nice. We hit that level pretty much to the dollar exactly, putting us in a double top kind of situation. Nonetheless, it did give me enough reason to take a day trade short, ultimately trading this back down all the way to the VWAP. I even made a Twitter post about it. Not gonna lie, we have been slaying this range like crazy. I mean, over the last 3 weeks, I am pretty much on 100% hit rate, and haven't taken a single loss thus far. Me taking this short adds yet another one on top of the winning back thus far. Staying sensible, taking two take profits actually along the way. Where the first one was simply a retest of market structure, we did got a bounce from there, building bearish CVD along the way, ultimately dropped towards that VWAP, where my second take profit was set, and obviously I had more take profits set as well, where here I was originally looking to close out of my trade, but by the time that second take profit got hit, I already put my stop loss back at break even, and eventually I did get stopped out of the remainder of my trade. Nonetheless, yet another win in the bag. And from there on out, we have now progressed further. We have been taking out this high and now starting to drizzle around, well, pretty much around this key level. And that is the new information that we got right now. So let's just refocus now on what has happened right now, and see what we can do from here on out. So what I would say now is, instead of this being the top of a potential range, we clearly have reached it right now, and basically this should be the top of the range. And as a matter of fact, I would say a little bit of a region where we could potentially look for something along the lines of this, where we could trade this as a range for the day, or we could potentially even see a backtest of this line that also corresponds with this old consolidation range, which is the situation that I would actually prefer, because that would actually provide us with a really nice clean backtest using the most recent price action from there on out, and see if we get a strong reaction from there on out, so that we can make a further progression on the chart. That is what I would like to see. Let us take a small look at the order flow to see what is the most likely. So, and how we can actually define these levels further. Even though we have quiet price action, there is plenty of information available to us to start making a plan. That's what I'm going to show you here today, guys. Short, concise, powerful, accurate. Those are the words I think suit this series well. So what I can see here right now, this is a volume chart. I'm not going to go too deep into it. The point that I want to make is that after that drop yesterday, we have been starting to crawl up, and now after we have reached this high, and I'm referring to this high, we are starting to see a really big imbalance on the shorts, meaning that shorts are really getting very aggressive. Yet at the same time, we also have had a lot of longs during this rise over here. So that means that regardless which way this is going to travel, I think there is ample fuel for moves to either side. In other words, there is longs to be stopped over here, and there's simply shorts, well, pretty much to be stopped here. And that gives me a really nice definition and conviction of that this can indeed be this range, because there's liquidity on both sides, and as long as there is, I don't really necessarily see a reason immediately to, get this really big move out of it. Now keep in mind, this is from a day trading perspective. That is what I'm building my construct around, and as you can see, I'm doing this live here on stream for you guys, on the screen for you guys. So essentially, it really boils down to me essentially looking to trade this lower part of this channel. So what I am going to do is I'm going to watch and wait for a reaction over here, just potentially a scalp trade taking that from here. Maybe I can expect a smaller retracement from here on out before we get, let's say, a move out of here. The most interested level for today, I am interested in either here or a drop to the lows, where we also meet the bottom line of the channel. That would, for me, be the biggest area of interest. Now, you might think like, hey, but this is quite far away. Doesn't that make a lot of sense for day trading? Well, this one is obviously closer. So if you would put a gun to my head, which level we're gonna reach first, I would say this is more likely. We are reeling in a lot of liquidity over here currently, but it doesn't mean that the move, that this increase in price necessarily needs to end here, right away, right now. This can continue up higher for longer than you might expect. This is why technical analysis, for example, is quite important, because you can gauge the levels where you would be looking for a reaction. If the price hits that level, doesn't give the reaction, well, then you simply don't take the trade. If you are looking at that level and you do see the reaction that you want to see, all you have to do is take the trade, because you should have made the plan in advance. It should not really be a biggie. And then it's just a matter of either you win the trade or you lose the trade. All right, so a short summary, that is what I am looking for. Bottom line of the larger channel over here, ranging from 27,000 to 25,800. All right, so that is what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. Now, because it's Friday and it is also, if I'm not mistaken, well, pretty much coming in the end of the month. It is not the end of the month just yet, but I do want to mention a few things that I think is important to be aware of. So one thing, we have been in relatively quiet environment overall over the last few weeks or so. We did had some moves sometimes, that expanded a little bit, but nothing really crazy or really unexpected. Today is a reasonably important day because, first of all, it's the end of the week, right? But also today, the United States is going to come out with a few more news items that could potentially spark volatility. Thus far, Bitcoin has had very light reactions on news coming out like that. More so than, let's say, the traditional stock markets that we can, for example, see over here. As a matter of fact, we are dropping right now. Overall, relatively quiet on the higher time frame on the S&P 500, for example. Bitcoin has not necessarily been following it one-to-one recently. However, the correlations come and go. Currently, the correlation is not as strong as it used to be, but you know, it's always important to be aware of it at least, because it can come back. Dollar, not gonna lie, is actually showing some signs of strength that could potentially influence Bitcoin as well. But to tell you the truth, this has been quite a large rise on the dollar. And once again, Bitcoin did drop, but it was really nothing too crazy either. So for now, it does seem that Bitcoin is really doing its own thing pretty much. Yeah, so that is just something to be aware of. Overall, I would not be hyper focused on trading, on getting really aggressive on the shorts, because you always have to keep in mind the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, in the end, is we are at really important medium time frame support. So that is where I would have to come in and say, yes, the levels that I'm looking for, I'm definitely interested in day trading it, but I am aware that we could get a bigger move out of here, because we are at a much more important region overall on the chart. So I think that makes a well-rounded idea, and also a little bit of a nice summary of the week, I would say, because it's Friday. And with that, hopefully you fully understand what I am looking for today as we tune into the weekend. I would say thank you ever so much for watching this video. Safe trading, and make sure to also spend some time with loved ones in the weekend. And I'm very much looking forward to see you again on Monday for yet another breakfast. Cheers, everybody. Have a great one.